21st century man from his perspective.
Welcome, dear viewer. We are glad to have you on this show. The show is called The 21st Century Man from his perspective. We have been talking about so many things concerning this man. And today, we sit with, let me call it contentious issue, money. When you talk about money, so many things, and everyone can talk about money. But today, let's hear the 21st century man talk about his money.
Are you that man? 21st century man from his perspective.
As I say, we are talking about money. And what better persons to talk about money than those who have experienced money, those who have money, and those who know about money. And we have our resourceful and moneyed friend, Isaac Mbogo, who will be with us on the show today. My brother, Pastor Solomon Ogutu. Thank you for joining us. And I am your host, the chief himself. As we go through this, let's take some time to the streets and hear what we have in the streets about money and the 21st century man.
Always a man is a soldier, actually should be like a soldier. However, condition might be maybe a staff, but he should try. Wherever challenges are there, it will be to the understanding of the family members. But a man should try for the family. Even the woman in the house or the kids will be able to understand that because of loss of job or because of challenges that can come, maybe sickness, or it can be economical, that one, it should be to the understanding of the family members. However, provision for the family is always a responsibility of a man, and every man should try. Little things count.
21st century man from his perspective.
From the streets to money matters. Let me just read it quickly and directly as the Bible puts it. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes, and I am going to read this. I want us to walk with Ecclesiastes. This is chapter 7, reading from verses 12. When reading Ecclesiastes 7:12, the Bible will say, for wisdom is a defense. Money is a defense. Did you just hear that? That's so plain. We don't need you. You know, my pastor friend will go into the exegesis. We need to try and exploit. The Bible says clearly, money is a defense. My brother, is money a defense?
If the Bible says so,
you believe it?
Then I believe it. But it's true, money is a defense in very many aspects. Because even the ministry itself requires money. When you talk about money, assume probably you're in a setup of a family. And you become sick. And your son, you get to be told that your son is coming back home in a helicopter. Maybe in an aeroplane. It's going to land inside the home.
In any few minutes.
Even if you are sick, I'm sure Pastor Gutu will tell you that you'll be, you'll feel like
you'll wake up.
You're in the process of healing.
Yeah.
Okay. So in many aspects, money is needed to be able to meet many financial obligations, but. Probably I can say it is not enough. I heard you say that you require moneyed people to discuss about money. But I don't think so. It may not require the minds of people who have money to be able to discuss money. My main thinking would be that first we need to give credence to where the money comes from, or the provider of that money, before we talk of what are we going to do with the money.
You're talking
Because-
of the source.
Yes, the source. And by this, the source, I don't mean where you work, like your paycheck. I mean, what is the source of our possessions?
Even before we come to that, Brother Andrew,
Yes.
you've talked about 7 what?
7:12.
7:12 of Ecclesiastes.
Yes.
That money is what?
Is a defense.
There are 2 things in this world you cannot wish away. That is brains and money. If you find somebody who is well schooled in all spheres, well schooled, he will be recognized. If you find an individual who has not gone to school
But has money.
but has money, he will be recognized.
Money is a defense.
It is a defense.
It is.
Money is a defense. Let's go systematically. We are saying, first of all, we are not arguing that money is a defense.
It's written. It's a defense.
That's written. Can I go to something else that is written?
Please.
Because you see, and this one I still want to sit within this same category. In Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 10, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver.
Yeah.
That is 4 verses 10.
Money is a defense, but he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver.
What about 5:10?
5:10.
5:10.
No, it's
That is
5:10.
what you've read.
Yes.
That's what you've read, yes.
Thank you.
Other translations say,
4:10 was different.
yes, other translations say, those who love money will not be satisfied with money.
And now you're talking about love. You're talking about love and money. What does Paul write to Timothy?
My friend Paul.
Your friend Paul, what does he write to Timothy? And listen to this in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The preacher in me feels like we do justice to this when we stress that the point there is not, money is not the root of all evil. I read it. The love of money is the root.
Yes.
The love of money, but not money. So many people think that we can look very spiritual when we don't have money. And I said it, and I don't fear saying it always, that we are not going to make some sanctified notion of poverty. The Lord is rich. His children can be rich. But the love of money is the root of all evil. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied. Tell me something.
And that brings me to what I said in our introduction about the source. Because when you talk about money in itself is not bad, because we've agreed that we even need money to be able to carry the ministry.
Even to dress the way you are
Even
dressed,
to dress
you
the way
need
I'm
money.
dressing for this studio, I need money.
Yes.
Yes. And when Jesus is having his last parting shot with the disciples in Matthew 28, he says, "Go ye into the world and proclaim this gospel."
Yes.
And to be able to proclaim that gospel,
You need money.
the money.
Yes.
So money in itself is not bad. Yes? But as the Bible says, the love of it. Why? Because the love of money will take your mind from the giver of the money. I don't know if you understand.
The gift giver analogy.
Yes.
Are you
because-
worshiping the giver or the gift?
Because if I give you my phone, for example,
Yes.
okay, and you become attached to the phone, you will forget me. If I provide you with money and you develop love for that money, your attention and your worship will be focused towards the money. And so you will forget about the provider. And so what love of money does, it takes our mind away from God, who is the giver of all our possessions.
I'm requesting you read for me Proverbs 8:18.
Proverbs
8:18.
8:18. And this is what Proverbs chapter 8 verses 18 will quickly say. Riches and honor are with me.
Yes.
Here, durable riches and righteousness. Durable. Durable.
3:16.
Still Proverbs.
Yes.
In
We are talking
Proverbs,
about money.
We're talking about money,
Yes.
and it's money time. The length of days is in her right hand,
Yes.
and in her left hand, riches and honor.
When God called Solomon and asked him, "What do I give you? What do you want?" He only said, "Just give me wisdom and knowledge." That who can lead these greater people? Then God told him, "Okay, so that is what you've asked. I will add you
Yes.
Oh,
fame, wealth,
wealth.
riches." Then he stated a statement which is very powerful. No one who has ever existed and who will come can be compared to you, if I paraphrase. Now that one takes me to what he was saying. The author, the originator, the one who brings it forth is God.
Maybe
No, I'm supposed to ask you this.
Yes.
Does
The-
God have money?
even before you ask me if God has money, which I'm going to answer you, I want you to read Matthew 6:24 about the serving of money.
Servants of money.
yes.
Those who become servants of money. Matthew
yes,
chapter
yes.
6,
24.
verses 24. It
24.
says, no man can serve two masters.
Yes.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or
Yes.
else he will hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot serve God and money.
So to answer your question, before I come to Matthew 6:24, does God have money? Is it Proverbs 23 or 24 from verse 1?
23.
That talks of all that is on earth belongs to who?
Belongs to God.
Belongs to God.
The earth and the fullness thereof.
Thereof.
It's Proverbs
is of
24.
the Lord.
Proverbs 24.
No, not 24. Did you say Proverbs?
Should be Psalms.
No. I don't think you meant Proverbs, because Proverbs 23 is the one where we are talking about alcohol, and today we are not on alcoholism. today we are on
But
money.
as Pastor is getting us the-
Psalms 24:1.
Yes.
The
Yes.
earth is the Lord,
Yes.
and the
It is
fullness
some.
thereof.
Exactly.
The world and they that dwell therein
Exactly.
are the Lord's.
That everything, including us, including you and me,
Wow.
are the Lord's. That means that even the wealth we have is the Lord's. I was telling, I happen to be an elder in one of the churches in Kisumu,
Yes, yes.
Kisumu South SDA Church. And I was telling our congregation the other day that if God wants his church to own a public address system, for example, he will not bring money, like give elders the money that go and purchase the public address system. But he will bless the pockets of the membership, the members of that church, so that through their giving,
He will
a public
entrust someone with
address-
his money.
Yes.
Exactly. And so, God is the owner of all the wealth that we
You
have.
know, I read somewhere in the book of Psalm that says, the cattle upon 1,000 hills are
Yes.
mine.
Sure.
Did you understand that?
Yes.
He says, when I am counting my cattle, I don't count them in numbers. I count them on hills.
Yeah.
As in, that's how wealthy God is. God says, when I am counting the cattle I have, I say, do you have Mount Kenya? Do you have Mount Kilimanjaro? Do you have Mount Everest? I am counting the mountains and the hills and the cattle on them. That is somebody, if you need money,
Yes.
connect with the person who has money.
The source.
The source
The
of money.
source of money.
That is God himself. And now taking you back to Matthew 24, 6:24, that we cannot serve two masters.
Two masters.
Yes?
Either you will love one
You
or
will
hate
love
the
one
other.
or the other. So if, assume where I work, I earn 100,000.
Isaac, I don't like interjecting you, but do you mean to tell us, as
Yes.
you are expounding on that point,
Yes.
that money can be served? There are people who are serving money.
It's true.
Okay, finish your point.
It's true.
It is
because
true. Let me cut you. What did you read? That money is the root cause of what?
No, the love of money,
The love of money is the root cause
of all evil.
which means for it to be the root cause of evil, there's somebody who is worshipping it.
Yes.
There's somebody who loves it in excess. And I loved what you said, that money is not the root cause of evil,
But the love of
but
it.
the love of the phone. It is not about the phone which is having evil. But the love of this phone will make you to go deeper and scratch and see this. It is the love of that money which will take you to go and even kill somebody to earn more.
Yeah.
Let Isaac finish his point.
Let me
Wow.
ask. I know you are supposed to be asking me the question, but I'll today ask you the question.
No, I'm not asking questions.
You love God.
Yes.
And because you love God, you serve Him. Okay? And you worship Him.
Yes.
Love is a very tricky verb to understand. In the recent past, when we had the Youth Week of Prayer, we were talking about love as a
Love
verb.
is a verb.
Yes.
It's a doing action. Okay? And so, if you love, you have to show that you love. If I love God, I have to show that I love God. It is the same as money. If I love money,
You
I have to
that
show
you love money.
that I love money. Okay? And so because I love money, all the other aspects become second. Now this is what I mean. Because I love God so much, I will have to do every other thing to ensure that what I do is in line with the love that I have for my God. And so I will worship God.
Wow.
If I love money,
Yes.
then all my attention and everything that I do will be geared towards the money. And so I will worship money. It means everything else comes second, including the provider. That's why the Bible says that you cannot serve two masters. You will love the other, and when you love the other, you forget about the other one. So if you love money, you will forget about the giver.
This issue of loving money is a serious one. In fact, we need to properly package it. We need to properly break it down.
Yes.
Let's take a short break as we come back to talk about money matters. Thank you.
21st century man from his perspective.
The smile on my face as I watched her walk down the aisle. I knew this was the beginning of my happy ever after.
We would play like little children who have endless energy. He made me laugh every single day. Oh, what bliss.
She suddenly had too many complaints.
He just started doing everything wrong. I couldn't stand him. It was too much.
When issues start trickling in your family, who do you turn to? What do you do? Watch this brand new season of Family Times. Join the different families on set as they share their experiences of how God has kept them together through it all.
"21st century man from his perspective."
Welcome back to the show. We are still on Money Matters in this wonderful show, the 21st Century Man from his perspective. And as we were discussing before we took the short break, that money, the love of money, is it that men really love money right now?
Can you do...
And I feel like we may have gotten to a point where people are being defined by money.
Can you do 1 Peter 5:2?
1 Peter 5:2.
Yes, and Proverbs 15:27. 1 Peter 5:2.
When you look at 1 Peter 5:2, it says, feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but by willing, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
First Peter 5:2. I doubt if you've gotten the right thing. But what about Proverbs 15:27?
What did you have in mind
Proverbs.
in Peter?
It talks about the greed which we have for money.
Okay.
The book of the Proverbs 15,
Yes.
15:27 also has got something. Proverbs 15:27.
But the greed is still what is referred to as filthy lucre, the King James.
Okay.
So it didn't break it down. In the other translations, it will have picked it, and I think that's what you're looking for. But Proverbs 15:27. In Proverbs 15:27, it says, "He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house." Huh? Troubles his own house.
Yes.
But he that hateth gifts shall live. That's it.
If you're greedy of
You
money,
will trouble the house.
you're going to trouble the house. The house is not at peace.
No, make it practical. Let's hear. How are houses troubled? By men who are greedy, for money. And they're going to do everything. Do you know even corruption? Let's talk corruption.
That is what I wanted to say.
When we are talking even about corruption, do I have my family at heart? Am I thinking of what will be said? Or how will the children? He that is greedy for gain troubleth his own house.
Yes.
Tell us something.
You have this great desire. It is burning to accumulate more and more at the expense of your family. You don't mind about what will happen tomorrow. Assume you die. That is one. Assume you are caught. You are taken to court. Like, for example, right now, if I'm caught stealing, assume I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. Don't assume. I'm a pastor.
I like the clarification. Isaac, that was going to be contentious.
It was going to be contentious, and he knows.
and the church finds me stealing money.
God forbid. You use another example.
No, I don't want to use another example. I just want to use that. The church finds me stealing the offerings and the tithes with the church members have brought. There's a certain old mama somewhere who struggled so much and brought her tithe to the church. Then as a pastor, as all of them have been collected, then I pick. Then my mother conference realizes that this man is too greedy for money. You know what? I'll be sent pending investigation.
Yes.
Or I'll be removed out of service. One thing which will go down, the shame is not on the church members. The shame is on two people. It is about me and my family.
Exactly.
That is wife and children. So when they view my wife, they view my sons, they view them wherever they are, your dad stole money.
Wow.
Because of the greed which was in me to accumulate even that which I'm not supposed to pick. What about the government?
The love of money
Even before he
is
gets,
the root of all evil.
even before he gets out of that line,
Yes.
you know, when you are too greedy for money, you will do everything to acquire it.
Yes.
That's why what I was talking about, the love of money.
I don't know whether you're going to allow me to read for you the text you want,
Please do.
because I know there's a text you want which you're going to use to explain that. For the love of money, 1 Timothy 6:10.
Yes.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Of all evil.
Which while some have coveted,
Yes.
some have desired to have all the money for themselves. Which while some have coveted, they have erred from the faith. They've left the right path, erred from the faith, and they have pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Thank you.
Finish the
Do
explanation.
you know, as a 21st century man, I may forget my family in pursuit of money.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow.
There are husbands who are never home for, say, a whole month, pursuing money. And they have forgotten about their own families. Who is taking care of this family of yours? You know, a man is a protector of the family. Leave alone the provision part. Yes, a man is a provider, but it's also supposed to offer the financial protection. But
Money is a defense.
in pursuit of that financial protection, you should not forget about the emotional protection.
No. Amplify. I think you went a bit low.
Your-
The viewer may not have got you clearly.
Your children, what I'm saying is,
Yes.
your children needs you as much as you are also looking for the money. And the church needs you. God also needs you as much as you are going out to look for money. What I'm trying to say is this. If you are a contractor, yes, you've won a very big contract with the county government of Kisumu.
Yes.
Is this contract going to take 3/4 of your 24-hour time, that the quarter you have is left for sleep? That means you don't have any other time even to ask about the homework of your children. It means you don't have even the time to look at how your wife is dressed, because you are focused on the project that you're doing. I'm not saying the project is bad, the love of it. So if you take your all strength and your all time in pursuit of money, then something is going to be
Andrew, there's
in your family.
there's something you have to qualify as Isaac ends. The project is not bad.
Yes,
That tender which you got
is not
is
bad.
not bad. It is good, because at the end of the day, there's something you're going to get. But there's this aspect where we talked about the love of. You know, the moment you talk about the love of, which means you've shifted your attention from one point to the other.
Are you talking work-life balance?
Yes.
Yes.
Because from what we are saying over here is we don't feed on faith. While you have a very huge faith, you can't put faith on the table and dissect it. You have to go buy food. You don't also buy food by faith.
Yes.
You can have faith that you will buy the food, but you'll need money to
To
go buy the food.
Exactly.
So what we are trying to say is you need this money. Money is an enabler, but money should not be the sum totality of life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Money is not life. Money is an enabler. It's like saying, I don't know, you know, as men, we may not be experts in the kitchen, but we are experts when it comes to eating. that we are not going to argue about.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yes, you look like one who is appreciating food. Now, look at it this way.
I wanted to, but just continue. Just continue.
Look at it this way. When a stew is prepared, do we normally call it tomato stew or bean stew?
It
It
be-
is.
When the stew is prepared,
It has to be bean stew.
it has to be bean stew.
But what makes it is the tomato.
Tomato.
You get
So
it?
life.
But we also have a tomato stew.
No. But you see, when you have beans and tomato together,
Okay.
you are not going to call it tomato stew.
I know he
That is
loves
true.
chicken. You can give him a recipe of chicken.
No. I'm going to stay well with the beans. Now, you see what I was trying to develop is,
Yes.
in life, money is what I am putting where the tomatoes are. These are the add-ons. These are the things that make it better. Go even for phones, computers, we have softwares. The software makes the functionality better. The big thing is not the software. The big thing is the phone.
Yeah.
In life, money then becomes an add-on. Money is not life. Money is meant to embellish
an
life.
enabler.
It's an enabler in life.
Yeah.
Good word.
It makes life to move.
Yes. Money just helps us.
It's part of that
It-
which makes life to move.
The facilitator is not the sum total. That's what I'm saying.
And I want to tell you something else that the love of money does, especially for the 21st century man. The love of money, you know, your income is an aspect. I understand you're a mathematician. I have a financial background.
Yes.
And when you're talking of an income, you are employed, you have a salary, your net salary is 100,000.
Yes.
Okay? That net salary is broken down in the financial aspect. There is a savings bit,
Yes.
there's the investment bit,
Yes.
yes? There is the consumption, okay?
Oh,
And
okay,
then-
okay. In this one,
Yes.
in this one, I wish you go slow.
Let me-
You're talking to a pastor. you're talking to an engineer.
Let me
and
break
these
it.
people are don't take us too fast. You said big things here: savings,
Let me break it.
consumption,
Let me Yes. break it.
investment. You have the time.
I'll
brother.
break it for you.
Yes.
When you talk about income,
Yes.
it has 4 aspects.
Wow.
It can go beyond, as has been proven in very many universities and through literature review and all that. But the major aspects of income is the savings.
I'm taking
Savings-
notes. I have to take notes on this.
Savings is what you keep aside for tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay? I have 100,000. I've said that for every month I'm going to save 20,000 to be able to accomplish a particular goal. Okay? Then there is the other aspect, which is investment.
Investment.
I'm going to say that I am going to take maybe 30,000 from my net salary to be able to invest. So savings can also be part of investment. I can save towards an investment. Okay? Then there's the consumption.
Consumption.
Yes? Consumption is what you utilize right now, today, within this month.
Recurrent.
Yes, the recurrent expenditures. Okay? Like I'm going to buy food, I want to fuel my vehicle, I have to buy my wife clothes this month and all that. That is consumption. Then there's the aspect of tax. And if you're a Christian like me,
Yes.
you will consider the aspect of tithing,
Tithes and offering.
tithes and offerings. That I did in University of Nairobi when I was doing my master's.
Yes.
And convinced the professors
Yes.
that tithing is part of your income. Because if you're a Christian and you're tithing, you know the financial aspect does not include tithes.
Oh, yes.
But I was able to sit with them and convince them that if I'm a Christian and I tithe faithfully, then tithing becomes part of my what? Of my income.
Income.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, this is what the love of money does for you. I've broken it down the way you wanted. This is what the love of income, of money does for you. It will make you not to know your income. You are confused.
I'm
I
not
know-
confused.
I know-
I'm appreciating where you are heading.
I know
that
you know-
if you love money so much,
Yes.
you even forget that you have an income.
Yes. Because the love of money leads to something we call impulse buying. Impulse buying is where you buy without a budget. You have no plan. Okay? And so, because
My brother, you're unpackaging big things.
Because-
you've gotten us to the budget. We are not through with the saving.
no, I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
Okay.
I'm coming there. I was unpackaging that so that we understand.
You need to listen keenly the way I'm doing it. There's something here, so relax.
So what was I saying? That you will not even know the amount of money that you earn because it will all go into consumption.
Impulse buying.
Yes. So I have gone to the bank and my account is reading 100,000, that is my net salary. And before I reach home, I saw a TV. Do I need that TV? I have one in my house. But because I saw it in Pastor Solomon's house,
Yes.
I want this one.
Yes.
I don't need it. Okay? So I'll go into buying it. And that is what will lead us into this, I'll give an example with alcoholics. You get a salary, the first thing is the bottle. You go into the bar, and one thing that they do is that they are very generous. They'll buy for
generosity, the
each and every
generosity.
person
Yes.
who is in the bar. Okay?
Yes.
And so by the time you get home, you don't know how much you earned. Why? Because you've spent the whole of it.
Wow.
Okay? So that is what brings us to the aspect of the financial equation that I was presenting to us. That before I spend,
This financial equation, I don't want you to leave it because it is something that if we don't break it down, financial management could be the disease
yes,
that the 21st century man is suffering from.
and by the way, there is so much depression because of lack of financial management.
And that's why we can't gloss over that point. That is a heavy point. And I want us to unpackage it. My brother, do you believe financial management is a challenge?
Of all the things we are discussing in the 21st century, this one is a problem. That I can confirm for you. This is the root cause of almost everything. Because we look for it, we spend our time looking for it,
But
but,
we don't know
it
how
doesn't
to-
help us.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the Bible says, you look for it, you consume, it doesn't help.
Wow.
If this one can be unpackaged, can be packaged very well,
So then
So-
let's
so-
take time.
So let me.
Let's just take a short break because we have to unpackage it well.
Okay.
21st century man from his perspective.
To Imbecify.
21st century man from his perspective.
Welcome back, dear viewer, to the 21st Century Man. This is the show where we talk about the man from his perspective. And as we go about this today, we've been having a wonderful discussion, discussing money matters. And you see, everyone knows something about money because everyone loves money. And this is something that is almost contentious. Before we went for the break,
Yeah.
my brother Isaac, you were talking about the noble equation of dealing with finances.
Yes.
That you get some money, give a percentage to savings.
Yeah.
You get some money, allocate a percentage to investments.
Yes.
You get some money, allocate a percentage to tithes.
Yes.
Get some money, there is a percentage allocated to taxes.
Yeah.
Because render unto Caesar what is Caesar's and unto the Lord what is the Lord's.
Yeah.
And you get some money and you are going to put some into consumption.
True.
And I wanted to make this as practical as possible because there's a young person
Yeah.
who was given a pocket money of 1,000 shillings and is asking me on set today
Yeah.
that does this equation apply to me? There is somebody who is unemployed and is doing odd jobs.
Yes.
He gets 100 bob per day in some odd job that he does. He's asking, does this noble equation apply to me? There is somebody who is just newly employed
Yes.
and he has not yet bought a vehicle. He has not yet bought a good house.
Yes.
Does this also apply to me?
Very good question.
Maybe you answer that before I hear Pastor.
Very good question.
Yes.
Because maybe when you talk about this financial equation, it may look it only applies for those who are earning big sums of money or have good income.
Yes.
But the financial equation is for any income, okay, that we get.
Are you
Be
saying
it
it's applicable to everyone?
to everyone, including that child who is going to school and is given 100 shillings. I remember when I was first going to secondary school, those days,
Yes.
I was given 110 shillings.
Yes.
I didn't know this question by then, okay?
Yes.
But even at that level, where you have this little income, you should always think of a savings out of it.
Wow.
You should always think of an investment. Savings and investments about future. It secures your future.
Don't live for the moment.
No,
Consumption
for
component
now.
is living for the moment.
it's for now.
Savings and investment
Is for your future.
Look into the future.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you look at your future, even as that young person who is maybe riding about a border and they're getting 300 shillings a day, it is not just a future for yourself. Maybe that border you are riding is not yours. You have to pay somebody to be able to give it out to you so that you use it on the road. Yes? But from your savings, you can be able to start acquiring your own.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
So, one thing that we want to demystify is that savings is only for the big income earners. In fact, as little as you get, if you faithfully save, you will think of an investment. You will find somewhere to invest it.
Can we say as men on the set, on the show today, that we are making a commitment to be able to practically have this equation in our lives.
Before we make the commitment, 1 Timothy.
1 Timothy. Oh, you're avoiding the commitment.
I'm not avoiding it, but I want us to have 1 Timothy.
Chapter
5.
Chapter 5.
Verses
In 1 Timothy 5:8. Oh, this one we've read it several times. But
Yes.
it says, but if any man provide not for his own house,
Yes.
especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith, he is worse than an infidel.
Exactly.
Wow.
Worse than a believer. I'm just speaking it what he was saying. That the 21st century man should be a man who is a visionary.
Oh, where
That-
there is no vision, the people perish.
The people perish. Which means when I sit here, the Bible talks about the provision I'm supposed to make. That is what it's talking about, that I save for tomorrow because I don't know about tomorrow. As much as we don't need to worry about tomorrow, it will take care of itself. But always we need to be visionary and know that what if the future is like this? What if the future turns to be dark? We never know about tomorrow. Yes, we know the one who holds about tomorrow. The one who holds about tomorrow is able to give us a vision and to accumulate that which will take care of tomorrow. If any case, we'll find ourselves alive. So that one will give you chance when now Paul, a man of Tarsus, is talking to the young man Timothy. And remember, he's talking to a young man.
Young man.
A young man. The young man, the same one we are talking to, we are talking to today. A man of the 21st century. That you should be able to provide for the family. And if you cannot do that, you are worse more than a what? An unbeliever.
Yes.
You get it? So that vision helps us to visualize. How am I going to take care of my sons? What if I die today? Where will my son start from?
My brother, if you don't think that I'm interrupting you, I may say the point that is burning in my heart. Allow me to say it. Look, what you just said has just opened my mind. Look at Joseph. Joseph is told that there are going to be years of abundance.
Yes. Exactly.
The years of abundance are for preparing for the years of scarcity.
Yes.
Genesis 41 from 34.
Yes. And that's why, do you know, no, I don't know. This is becoming too much. When I look at that, it ties together with what you just read in 1 Timothy, that is worse than an infidel.
Yes.
When Joseph makes the statement of savings, Pharaoh comes and says, where can we find such a man?
I love that.
In whom the Spirit of God is.
Even the secular world,
Wow.
even the secular world is in need of men who are visionary but led with the Spirit of God.
Talk to a single man. Talk to a single man who has a salary, and yet, does he just use it and spend it? Or can he be able to say that right now when I am single,
Yes.
I am saving school fees for my child whom I am seeing by faith?
You see?
I am saving money for my wife who should be dressing in a given way in the future.
Or I'm saving money for my wedding.
For my wedding. Can we be able to get to that? Because you see, conspicuous consumption is what characterizes the 21st century man, if I am not wrong.
And now we are telling the 21st century man that even as you consume, think of saving and think of an investment. These things did not start today. You've just seen from Genesis 41.
Can consumption lead to debts?
Exactly.
What does the Bible say about debts?
Exodus 22:14.
I like...
But before you go to Exodus, go
Yes,
to
yes.
Haggai. Go to Haggai.
Oh,
Let me pick it from Haggai 1:6.
Haggai first.
Haggai first.
Wow.
1:6, then Micah 6:14.
You see, when
Let me pick it from that before I go to Exodus.
I like Haggai. You know, this prophet, he has very few chapters, but he has big things.
Haggai
And-
1:6.
In Haggai 1:6, he just says these words: you have sown much,
Yes.
you bring in little. You eat and you have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with the drink. You clothe yourself, but you are not warm. He that hands wages, earns them and puts them into a bag with holes.
Micah 6:14. I want to pick it from that angle.
I find it interesting. You know, you've not even finished with the bag of holes, but now
That one you'll finish with it.
you're pushing me to
You'll finish with it. Micah 6.
you're pushing me to
Micah
Micah.
6.
Micah, the book before Nahum. In
Six,
Micah 6,
14.
14, it says, thou shalt eat and be not satisfied. And thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee.
Yes.
And thou shalt take hold, but thou shalt not deliver. That which thou deliverest will I give up to the sword.
The Lord is talking to the children whom he loves so much. But he feels there's a deficiency in them. There's a lack in them, as much as there's also a need in them. And when you read in between the lines the book of Haggai and the book of Micah, you'll realize that they have, but it is not helping them.
Yes.
Which means, number one, there's this desire to have,
Yes.
but it is not of help to them. Then you end up in Haggai where it talks about it is like all those buckets or baskets, they have holes in them. Which means what you put inside goes out. The moment it goes out like that, it leaves you empty-handed, then introduces something in you because of survival, which is a debt.
Wow. How will I manage myself? I have debts.
You know,
I have so many debts, and I want you to be real with me,
Yes.
Brother Isaac. Don't be too financial.
Read for him 22, 26 as it talks. Proverbs.
And you know why I'm saying I want you to be real with me?
yes.
The 21st century man is facing a challenge because he has a lot of debts, and some of these debts have pushed men in the 21st century
Yes.
to depression.
Sure.
There are men who just don't know what to do
22,
because of
26.
debts.
22, 26.
Proverbs 22. Let me read it as Isaac comes in to just help us with the debt management so that we get ourselves off. When you read 22, let me read 7, because 6 is train up a child. 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the
22
borrower.
verses 26.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
22:26. Now that I had started reading 22:7, allow me to be the preacher. The preacher in me says that this one is also relevant to 26. It says, the rich ruleth over the poor. The borrower is the servant to the lender.
Yeah.
Still relevant to 22:26, which says, be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are a surety for debts.
The guarantors.
Debt
Yes.
is not bad.
Tell us.
Debt is good, just as money is good. Okay? But debt without a purpose will lead you to destruction. You know, I can go, I work in a financial institution.
Yes.
I can decide to walk into a financial institution and say, because I qualify, because I have, we call it an ability.
Yes.
Because I have an ability to pay this loan, I'm going to take it. What for?
Are you trying to develop the statement you made in the previous segment
Yes.
that you need to budget?
You need to budget.
So before I even take a loan,
You should know for
I
what
should
purpose.
know why am I taking the loan.
Yes. And you should consider the equation that we talked about.
Yes.
Once I take this loan, there is an aspect of loan repayment that has come into the equation.
Yes.
Okay? Will I have enough to save for tomorrow? Will I still have something to invest? Will I be able to pay my taxes? Will I be able to still tithe faithfully? Because you find nowadays,
Are you saying I cannot trust what in the corporate world they call, are you within the 2/3 rule?
that is for the corporate world. They don't know anything about tithing, my friend. They don't know. And so it is me who manages my finances. Okay? I am currently writing a book on personal financial management
Wow.
from a Christian perspective.
Wow.
And if you are
When will it be out?
very soon, very
Okay.
soon.
Make it very soon because the
If-
21st century man needs this.
If you are an income earner, I don't mean those who have pay slips only. I also mean even that boda guy who is getting 300 shillings, 400, 500 shillings a day. That's an income earner. Okay? I manage my finances my own way. You don't tell me how to manage it. So the third rule may apply to the corporate world. It may not apply to me. Why? Because I have to sit down with my finances and ask myself that if I earn 10,000, okay, a third of 10,000 is how much? 3,333.
Yes.
Okay? If I commit 7,666.7 to my loan repayment and remain with 3,333,
Yes.
if I earn 10,000, how much am I supposed to pay as tithe? 10%
1,000.
of it is 1,000.
Yes.
Then I'm also supposed to give offerings. Offerings how much? 10%
10%
plus. Okay?
Plus,
We
yes.
should be above 1,000. That is
Yes.
already 2,000 committed. How much am I left with? 1,300.
Yes.
I have children to feed. I have transport to go to work every day.
Wow.
Will this be able to make me the 1,300? Will it enable me to take care of my family and myself for the rest of the month? I've not talked about savings. I've not talked about investments.
So
from the same
what you're saying, my
1,300.
brother, is if we don't handle our finances well, if we don't look at the aspect of budgeting,
Yes.
if we don't look at the components as we've broken them down, savings, investments, consumption, tax, tithes and offering,
We'll sink
if we
into
don't
debts.
look at all that,
Yes.
we find ourselves in debts.
Exactly.
And when we find ourselves in debts, debts have a way of stressing people.
Exactly. And
It can kill.
People even commit suicide because of that.
37:21.
You say it can kill.
Even as you look for
37,
21. Some.
Psalms, even as you look for that,
Yes.
I was handling a case just the other day
Yes.
of a young boy who just got, he was working in an international school, okay?
Yes.
And he took all his salary into betting.
Wow.
He went into loans, okay? Took 1.7 million from a bank, and the whole of it went into betting. He lost everything. And now he was sunk into it. The family is praying over it. The father, is it the father? The mother is suffering from cancer. So are you going to take care of the mother, or are you going to take care of this young man who was sunk into debt because of betting?
Now you see the reason why I was telling you that this one seems to be the root cause of all the problem the 21st century man is facing.
Psalm
But read that.
37:21, the wicked borroweth and payeth not again,
Yes.
but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth.
The wicked borrows but never pays. That is a concept which we can also not leave this place without talking about.
You need to repay what you've
Let us try. I know it gets to everybody at times, the temptation of not taking back.
21st century man, you're listening, and this is the message that comes from the 21st century man called Pastor Solomon. He says, when you borrow,
Let us
pay.
take it back.
Go to CRB records nowadays.
Yes.
You'll find almost more than 75% of our youth age
Yes.
are indebted and are listed on CRB. You want to give them jobs, you interview them, you want to give them jobs, you can't take them because they are listed on CRB.
Wow. Time,
You want to give them a
time
loan,
doesn't allow me.
you want to give them a loan, you
Debt.
can't because they are indebted.
Debt is a killer.
Time doesn't allow me.
It
You're
is a
saying very
slow
big
killer.
words.
I want to say
Death
this.
is a slow killer.
It is a slow killer. It makes one to be a social misfit.
Wow.
You'll see a friend come, you'll take the other direction. Why? Because you don't have anything to pay. The next time is you pick here to pay this one. You pick this one to pay this one. It is a merry-go-round for debt payment.
And even pick from the Shylocks.
And Shylocks, because you want to pay this and pay this and pay this, it kills the 21st century man.
And not that you don't have. You remember what he said?
No, Isaac, for the constraint of time, I want you to give me a powerful parting shot on how I am going to avoid debts, because you've said you must repay the debts. How am I going to avoid debts? And how am I going to manage my finances well? Within 30 seconds.
The only way to manage your debts is to be able to plan. If you lose the aspect of planning for their finances, you are going to soon sink into debt. My parting shot
Yes.
to our viewer, do you allow your finances to control you? or you can manage to control your finances. If you have a question, if you have an answer to that, you have no problem in financial management.
Wow. I like this. Parting shots. Give me 20 seconds.
We don't need to sink into it. We don't need to borrow unless otherwise. Unless otherwise. Let us avoid it like plague. For the sake of the young man and the young girl and the young boy coming up in your family who is longing for a better tomorrow, and you also long for a better tomorrow and a better name, avoid it like plague.
Wow, you've had it. I couldn't have put it better. They have just said, fail to plan, you are planning to fail. And so, when we are talking financial management, when we are talking money matters, we are not going to criminalize money, we are not going to demonize money, but we are going to say that you must know how to handle money. The 21st century man will not be controlled by money. He will know how to control his finances. The 21st century man is not going to sit at a point where he's going to be obsessed about money. He's going to be contented. May you learn to use your money wisely, and may you be blessed. We appreciate your feedback on this channel.